It is equally clear and very visible, but there is much pride around it. Chants are filling our ears, proud renditions of hymns and songs. It is the perfect soundtrack. And expectations are rising and decibel levels are rising. The noise is quite something. You can feel what football means to the people in this part of the world. There's the whistle. That pass has been well intercepted. Great chance! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
It's easy to say it, but difficult to stop it when runs in behind are being made like that.
Now it's Rodrigo. Face to... shot and goal! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Pass somewhat off target. And here's Zico. Oh, he's busted! Zico! He's done very well to get to that.
Zico is offering a wry smile there.
And he's gone searching crossfield, and it's Neymar. Now it's Bellingham. Looks for the finish. Now that is commitment to the cause. And we have our very first corner. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, it's a nice idea, but he's going for goal! And that is wildly off target.
Well, Peter, he clearly felt he was being invited to shoot, and it wasn't the worst decision he could have made.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, Erling Haaland is developing a massive reputation. The raw power, the speed, the ability to find the net in all sorts of ways. Sometimes you just wonder how you're going to stop him, and I think as a defender you'd be hard-pressed for answers.
Yeah, hard to see past him. He'll be looking to put on a show, I'm certain of that. And the shot! He's scored! First blood drawn.
It was wonderful vision to see the movement ahead, and how about the weight of that pass? Ideal.
Palmeiras have fired themselves in front.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Brazil clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nicely weighted ball. And here's Haaland. That's an excellent interception.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
He's got a... He's had a hit! Oh, taken with style! And once more, we are all square. You score, we score!
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Brazil grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited for me.
And And the shot! And it's in! And they're back in front!
Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
Palmeiras go into the lead.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Rudiger. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Well, this man's contribution is, as you would expect, proving terrific.
Well, having that sort of player in your side is reassuring because the rest of the team knows he can make his influence count at any stage. It's simply part of his package. When he really wants to, this fella scores.
Bellingham plays it in. Vinicius Junior. Now that's well seen too. Zaire Emery. Great position here. Now it's Zico. No, that's been intercepted. Chipped through. Now it's Haaland. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Just too high.
Ah, look, his thinking was more audacious than his attempt.
Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
Zico, and there's green grass ahead of him, and he's managed to get free. He's found some space. Back in possession and ready to go again.
Carlos really added the width there thanks to his willingness to make...
Vinicius Junior! That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. Palmeiras are looking to go forward now. Eder Militao spots it and intercepts. He's in plenty of space here, and that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And this could be the final action of the first half. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
So, a genuine chance to increase the lead. Great chance here from position A1. He's trying the shot. Oh, how good is he? That is a gem! An absolute gem! Two to the good. They have breathing space. That was beautiful. Something close to genius.
Well, he made it look effortless. Clearly a training ground perfectionist.
And that'll be the final action of the first half.
Voluntários de cada bloco dirijam-se à sala de pessoal imediatamente.
The second half gets underway.
Look, before they might get too carried away with thoughts of getting back into the game, they can't afford to slip up and concede another. The next goal becomes crucial.
Roberto Carlos. It's Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior. Roberto Carlos. He has found the way through. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Well, the further he went, the more attention he attracted. There was just way too much pressure for him to get the shot away.
Palmeiras do have a chance to counter here. Haaland! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Haaland actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
So, third corner of the game. And that could... And the finish! And more, and more, and more! And the lead is extended still further. A finish of great intelligence. He just understood, and he executed so smoothly.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
It's starting to look like a done deal now. And once more, he proves rigid and robust. Al Kubasi did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Rodrigo. Cafu. Zaire Emery cuts it out.
Público presente na
Oh,
partida
that's well
de
spotted.
hoje.
That is a little undercooked. It's a sharp pass. Brilliantly cut out. Oh, he's fizzed it forward.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And he cuts out the supply. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Vinicius Junior. And it's Neymar. And the counter is on. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
You know, it was an
Has a goal! And it was a chance, but meat and drink for the keeper.
another example of how comfortable this team is on the break.
No way through. Rodrigo. Neymar. Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on. Well timed, excellent interception. Vinicius Junior. And he's had a shot. Oh, the ball's run, and again! It's off target and by quite a way.
Yeah, he'll be a little vexed with himself, having done well to get there first.
Teremos uma substituição.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Distributed tidily. He's found a way past. Rodrigo. Can he get onto this? Oh, that's a key interception.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Rodrigo. Oh, easy pickings there. Rodrigo kept his eye on it, and he's there. Haaland. Neymar. Palmeiras. And the shot! And the keeper couldn't hold it. Really well taken goal. Over the hills and far away. No catching them now. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
It's become a case of men against boys. Roberto Carlos. And it's Zico. Kubasi. That is good alertness. Cafu. That has been cut short. Oh, there's a probing ball. Oh, just skips past his man. Zico. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Vinicius Junior. Messi. Haaland.
Teremos 3 minutos de acréscimo.
Neymar. Now it's Vinicius Junior. He's found a way through. That is an excellent defensive intervention from the front man. That is ended up in no man's land. And we're done. Brazil cannot spin this any other way. They came up against opponents who were thrilling, at times unplayable, who simply brushed them off. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Well, look, it was very one-sided. Their players didn't turn up for the first half, and then it all went downhill.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Salve, Rodrigo. Eu jogo no Xbox. É porque eu mexi na tela, entendeu? E tá parecendo mobile.
Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot. Without a doubt, it is the week's most eagerly awaited contest, a sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us, and we are glad to have you alongside us for it. Well, there's a real familiarity about these scenes here, the followers of one of the most formidable teams in the history of football, ensuring that, yet again, this will be an occasion for the game's ultimate glitterati. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Engages and forces him off the ball. Ribéry, and that's not going to reach. There is from Ribéry, just a smashing player, Jim.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see an awful lot of him out on the wing here, Peter. He'll inject an awful lot of energy and pace into this team's attack, but he's also got an eye for a killer ball. That's why he's racked up so many assists at club level.
Yeah, double figures every season is the norm for him. Great numbers.
Yeah, can't argue with stats like that.
That could spell trouble. Just the keeper to beat. Can he finish? And it's a goal!
Well, they would have been lucky looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Brazil finding themselves unexpectedly behind. And that's a goal kick. Roberto Carlos. That is ended up in no man's land. Eder Militao. Rodrigo. Pinches it off him. Ribery. Brazil are behind here despite their domination of possession. Real, now the finish! Oh, that was no routine save.
Mbappe actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Barcelona with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. He's got full. And now a sudden chance to counter. He's through here. Zico. And it's Neymar. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Barcelona do have a chance to counter here. He's played him through. Mbappe! It's loose now and they want to get it back.
Brazil really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
He's having a go! It's off target and by quite a way.
Well, it was hit with great power, Peter, but sadly not great precision.
Roberto Carlos, a player of legendary status. Neymar. Roberto Carlos. And here's Neymar. Amrabat.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And here's Thuram. Great chance! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
30 minutes gone. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Thuram. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Foden. That'll be a throw-in. And he's managed to gift it back. Mbappe. It's a goal kick. Alexander-Arnold picks it up from the goal kick. Ribery. Mbappe. Oh, shooting chance! Neymar. Nicely spread. Laid back in.
Brazil certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Nice ball and his big chance! Really well taken goal. A two-goal cushion, and it's looking safe. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
He weighed up the landscape, Peter, and he stuck it bang in the corner.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. No surprise at all that this is the guy who's had such a positive impact.
Well, not only can a player of such high caliber show the imagination to set up a goal, but he can also produce when the pressure's on to deliver a big moment. This guy was born to create.
Neymar. And here's Thuram. Foden. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Rudiger deals with that comfortably.
Barcelona have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
He's had a hit! And it's half-time here. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first-half success with another show of strength?
Se podrá ver a continuación un resumen con las jugadas más destacadas de la primera parte.
Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Well, this half might require them to produce a plan A, B and C. Levelling the score is easier said than done, but that will be the target. Get back on terms and then use that momentum to go again.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
Foden.
Barcelona trying to orchestrate a breakaway here by the looks of it.
Well, I would say that this is probably the easiest way to play the game because you try and absorb in numbers defensively and then you look to hit it with a long ball quickly on the counter-attack to get your men in behind the opposition defence.
Just looking for that one telling pass. Oh, they could be caught out here. Distributed tidily. Now it's Rodrigo. In it comes. Hernandez gets it away. Thuram. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Ribéry. And the shot! And it's there! And they are cruising away.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
A case now of complete control. Works it forward. Rodrigo. Bit of a communication breakdown there, it seems. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Amrabat wins the duel this time.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Barcelona clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Oh, good-looking ball. Ribery. Fiddles it through.
Really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Zico. Vinicius Junior providing an outlet on that flank. That is good alertness.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Foden. Now it's Zico. Amrabat. And it's Ribery. Ribery will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
Oh, that was expansive and incisive, the type of move to please any coach.
He's a sharp little ball here.
They've got to make this nice and quick. Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Eder Militao cuts it out.
Brazil are certainly now looking like a sorry lot. They haven't got a proper defence or attack, for that matter.
Amrabat, well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
No, that's been intercepted. Turan. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal. Barcelona are totally dominant in the middle of the park, and no way through zone.
Neymar. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Played back. Zico. Roberto Carlos. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Brazil suffer a humiliating defeat, and if that weren't painful enough, there's all the analysis and scrutiny to come. It was a poor show all round. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploiting.
Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot. Without a doubt, it is the week's most eagerly awaited contest. A sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us. And we are glad to have you alongside us for it. And expectations are rising, and decibel levels are rising. The noise is quite something. You can feel what football means to the people in this part of the world. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Rodrigo providing an outlet on that flank. And that is out of play.
Tony Adams is the standout player, Peter.
Well, he does stand out, Jim, of course, but specifically how?
Because he's a colossal presence who seems to thrive the tougher the job gets. His level of commitment is an inspiration for everyone to follow.
Closest thing to a manager on the pitch.
Can't argue with that.
Atletico Paranaense are looking to go forward now. And that is as far as they're going to go. And he was quick to react. Oh, that's a key interception. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked.
It's a mighty effort! And oh, he's got that completely wrong. Cafu. And it's Gabriel. Unrelenting, uncompromising pressure on him. No, that was never going to make it. And that could set him on his way. It is a corner. Brazil have their second corner now. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Neymar. Neymar. Oh, this is a very good run. He is through here. Brazil still without a single shot on target. Adams calmly anticipates. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. He's had it nicked away. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. It's gone out for a throw-in. Saka. Passing is crisp and sharp, not the most accurate pass. Alexander-Arnold takes control of it and he's on the move. No, it's not getting there. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Quality deserted them when they...
It's Gabriel! Played out to the left flank.
Brazil couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Played back in. And here's Roberto Carlos. Speculative strike. Gave it a go, but off target.
Well, he's hit it well enough for me. I suppose it could be a deliberate attempt to just draw that defence out.
Alexander-Arnold. Atletico Paranaense upping the intensity here, having lost possession.
Yeah, it's actually very good pressing. They want it back as quickly as they can get it. And
Neymar! Goal! Atletico Paranaense! And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
no other outcome there. That was bang in the corner, unstoppable.
E o gol! Aos 31 minutos do primeiro tempo, pelo jogador, camisa 11, Neymar.
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Roberto Carlos. Out of play for a throw. Opts to... And he's had a hit! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Hernandez looks for the finish. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And it's the goalkeepers to claim. Rodrigo. Well, that's beautifully weighted. He's found a way through. Oh, well played. He needed to get that right. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Rodrigo. Oh, that's well spotted. 5 minutes till the break. Now it's Mbappe. Yamal! Oh, nearly. Time and again they are repelled. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
You can run onto that.
Foram indicados 2
Neymar.
minutos de acréscimo.
That has been slung wide. But they've got it again. And he's picked out the run. Great hit! He was certain to score. It is an inexplicable miss.
Another example of how comfortable this team is on the break.
And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Steady, solid, and for now, where they want to be. Just one goal, and they have it. Good effort from both sides, but at half-time, it is 1-0.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
And we're underway again.
Brazil can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Now it's Mbappe. Chance! Sticks it away! And this is getting better and better. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Somewhat off target. It's a sweet ball, that. Oh, he's put a shade too much on that.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Cafu. That is a great pick out. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Zico. And the counter is on. Looking for the runner. Rodrigo is in a really good position out wide.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Cafu. No, again there's no way through. Atletico Paranaense appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Now then, the ball's come loose. Quality ball. Out to the right. Cafu. Oh, easy pickings there. And it's Pirlo. He's through here. Cafu. Roberto Carlos.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Neymar. Mbappe.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
He's played him through. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Gabriel. And reclaimed it in a trice. Rodrigo going face-to-face with his great rival. That is good strength. Gabriel. Mbappe. That is good alertness. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. Just a quarter of an hour to play.
Look, movement creates more options, and that was really sharply done.
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that was not the case. Oh, great ball! Mbappe was steaming forward, and he welcomes it in. Now it's Haaland. He's onside! Has a shot! Oh, it looked like 3-0 for sure.
Well, that ought to have wrapped it up, Peter. He may well regret that, you know.
Substituição em campo.
Atletico Paranaense choosing to make the first change.
Camisa 4.
Well, they can at least make a fight of it. Even if it's just a goal, the lift it would give would be huge no matter what the end result is.
Fechando o campo para a entrada
Roberto
de
Carlos.
camisa
He's got away.
18.
Oh, that's a fine challenge.
Camisa 22. Camisa 5.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Now it's Haaland. There's no flag. Real chance. Decent enough try.
That's just unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate.
And the pass is intercepted. Messi. Now it's Messi. Alisson is there to take. And here's Haaland. Messi. Nice interception, well timed.
Minuto de acréscimo.
There'll be a minute of stoppage time. And that will be the final act. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong, but the result is one that will make them suffer. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do.